Hi, this is Ridea Keeping It Real, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are reading through the Good News Bible. We are almost at the end of the Old Testament. We are on the book of Haggai, and I've already read the book and highlighted it. It's a short book. It's only 2 chapters, but it packs a lot of information. And the main message to me was that the Israelites came back to Jerusalem. They were allowed to come back. And this prophet Haggai was sent to tell them, you came back, and what did you do? You built up your own houses. So this is a picture where they built up around the temple. They built up their own houses really nice, but left the temple in shambles. God's house in shambles. So, to me that was very interesting to say, focus on what's important, the most important thing. Where when you're doing stuff for the Most High, that's going to be the most important thing. Don't lose track of that, right? But let's kind of go through it together. So it's the book of Haggai. It's, they're saying it's written around 520 BC, where the people have returned from exile and they're living in Jerusalem for several years, but the temple still lays in ruin. So in the first chapter, it's the Lord's command to rebuild the temple. And it talks about how that on the first day of the 6th month, the Most High spoke through the prophet Haggai. So you have to stop there about the 6th month, because everything has been changed as far as the month. It's not the Gregorian calendar. It's not the 6th month as you would think the 6th month would be. It's the month of Yule. So I did this calendar where put what the month actually should be. It's really our September, the 6th month. And so he was trying to, talk about how long it has taken them to build the temple. So you'll see where he keeps saying where he first spoke to him on the first day of the 6th month. And then, the work they had done by the 24th day, the 21st day. So how long it took is significant for some reason, right? So let's kind of keep going. So the first day of the 6th month, the Lord spoke to the prophet Haggai. The message was for the governor of Judah, Zerubbabel, and for the high priest Joshua. This was the message that he was giving to the both of them. And the message was, my people, why should you be living in well-built houses when my temple lies in ruins? Right? And so then it is, now go up unto the hills, get lumber, and rebuild the temple. Then I will be pleased and will be worshipped as I should be. My temple lies in ruins, while every one of you is busy working on your own house. That is why there is no rain, and nothing can grow. I have brought drought on the land. Like the Most High is saying, it's not beyond me to see what you're doing, where you're just caring about yourself and these superficial things and not the most important thing. So the people obey the Lord's command. So I will be with you. That is my promise. The Lord inspired everyone to work on the temple. So the Lord said, I'll be with you. Don't worry about it. I got you. I'm going to help you build this temple. So they began working on the temple as the Most High commanded on the 24th day of the 6th month of the 2nd year of Darius the Empress. So they got the message on the 1st. They started on the 24th. So they didn't kind of waste any time, right? So on the 21st day of the 7th month, so now we're like a month away. Then we're on the 7th month of that same year, the Lord spake again through the prophet Haggai. What did he say then? He said, is there anyone amongst you who can still remember how splendid the temple used to be? How does it look to you now? So they started working on it and it didn't look good. So how does it look to you now? It must seem like nothing at all. But now don't be discouraged, any of you. Do the work, for I am with you. When you came out of Egypt, if you've noticed that in a lot of these prophecies, the Most High is always going back to taking them out of Egypt, and what a feat that was, and how miraculous it was. Always going back to that. A lot, a lot, a lot. Again, when you came out of Egypt, I promised that I would always be with you. I am with you. So do not be afraid. We have to remember that even today. The same Most High is still with us today. Still can do miracles like he did bringing the people out of Egypt. Still is about blessings and cursing. Right? Same Most High. So before long, I will shake heaven and earth, land and sea. I will overthrow all the nations, and their treasures will be brought here, and the temple will be filled with wealth. All the silver and gold of the world is mine. And I read that. Just one second. When I read that, I have some coins that one of my first mentors, when I started working, he gave me. We would go to lunch like every month. He would come down from Richmond. We would go to lunch every month. He was a very wealthy man. He owned a business. And he would bring me a coin, a rare coin, every time we came to lunch. Let me show you some of them, because I had to think through that when I saw that. Just one second. Every time he would bring me a coin. Brought me these 2 silver classics. It's about the 2 silver classics. These are like, never been in circulation. Another one of the same set of coins that's never been in circulation. And then this is the United States Mint proof set. And then a lot, he would bring me these are not these are every time he would bring me a coin. And I think he knew what he was doing. Like I said, he knew what he was doing. He knew that one day these will be very, very valuable. One day they would be. And it was almost like in my spirit with him, his name was Bill Lane. And it was almost like a form of reparations. You. To me, that's what it felt like. Like he was like, you people have been treated so bad in this country. It's not fair. I'm giving this to you. I was like in my 30s or something. I didn't know the value of it, the significance of it, but I knew it was something he was doing. I knew it was something he was doing. These are silver dollars. These are silver dollars. And it's almost like in my mind, I think, like this is how the penny's going to be, or people are going to see these pennies. They're not going to be made anymore next year. And I don't know why I have this quarter in there. It must be some significant reason. I looked it up or something, and I don't know why I have that quarter like that in there. And then this right here. This is the time where I didn't like black stuff, slavery stuff. But he gave it to my son. One day my son went to lunch with us, and he handed him this. This is a Crispic Addict. That's what this is. I don't know why it takes a while for this thing to get in focus. Facts. Many blacks, besides Crispic addicts, made important contributions to the Revolutionary era. Salem Poor, a soldier, fought bravely at Bunker Hill, and Benjamin Banneker, inventor helped design the new nation's capital city, Washington, D.C. So what does this say? All the silver and gold of the world is mine. So when I read that too, I thought about the coins, but I thought about, you know what? Claim it. Tell the Most High you want it while it's still worth something. You know? While it's still worth something. Claim it. Just claim it. So then the prophet consults the priest on the 24th day of the 9th month. So now we're 2 months later. The 24th day of the 9th month of the second year of Darius was emperor. The Most High spoke again to the prophet Haggai. What did he say? He said, ask the priest for the ruling on this question. And then it's a weird question. But it's an interesting question. Suppose someone takes a piece of consecrated meat from a sacrifice and carries it in the fold of his robe. If he then lets his robe touch any bread, cooked food, wine, or olive oil, or any other kind of food at all, will it make the food consecrated also? The question was asked. The priest answered no. Then Haggai asked, suppose a man is defiled because he has touched a dead body. If he then touches any of these foods, will that make them defiled too? The priest answered yes. So then Haggai says, the Lord says that the same thing applies to the people of this nation and to everything they produce. And so everything they offer on the altar is defiled. So this was about kind of get your priorities straight. Start doing the right thing by the Most High, and blessings will flow because of your obedience. So the Lord promises his blessings. He says, repent of all of that. Today is the 24th day of the 9th month, the day that the foundation of the temple has been completed. So the temple was completed on the 24th day of the 9th month. See what is going to happen from now on. Although there is no grain left, and the grapevines, fig trees, pomegranates, and olive trees have not yet produced, yet from now on I will bless you. The Lord promised to Zerubbabel. On the same day, the 24th of the month, the Lord gave Haggai a second message for Zerubbabel, the governor of Judah. I am about to shake heaven and earth and overthrow kingdoms and end their power. I will overthrow chariots and their drivers. The horses will die, and the riders will kill one another. On that day, I will take you, Zerubbabel, my servant, and I will appoint you to rule in my name. You are the one I have chosen. The Most High has spoken. So from all of that reading, all of that, I got, renew your commitment to the Most High and focus on his priorities. Henceforth, no matter what, we're here. We're here today. Sabbath, Saturday, August 9th. And we're going to talk a little bit about August 9th in the next video because as I was going through, just looking at today's date, talk about a little bit what that is. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of the drawing of this building your own house, building up your own houses, and not even caring, not necessarily about the Lord's house, but the things that the Most High cares about. And to me, it's kind of not about what other nations are doing. It's not to me. It's really about what we should be doing. And let me just go ahead and talk about this so I don't have to do a separate video. And I'll draw in a second. So here's why I say that. We've got to refocus. I don't care about, honestly, I don't. When I watch the videos about what other people are saying and now they're getting in other books or now they don't still believe who we are, who we say we are, all that. It doesn't matter. Today, the 5th month off, which is August in our months, but it's called the 15th of Av, the happiest day of the year and to attract suitors. I wrote all of that before I did a little bit more research. And what I mean by that is sometimes, and here's what I've learned with chat GPT, is when you're asking it questions, you have to tell it to give you the non-European view. Because when it gives you the European view, it's going to give you the view of the current people who believe they are Jews. And it's going to talk about what I put down here. It's a great day to attract suitors. But actually, the non-European view of this is the end of our division as the Most High's people. It's time for unity and redemption. And I think that's where I want to focus on unity and redemption. It's where the bride of Israel is preparing for the bridegroom, Yahushua. And so this is kind of what chat says about it. So I asked for the non-European view of the 5th of Av, and it says, okay, here's a non-European view. The prophetic context is the awakening view. It's called the Tu B'Av. It's not just about a romantic love. It's about prophetic shadowing, picture of reconciliation, restoration, and the bride of Israel being prepared for the bridegroom, Yahushua. It's a spiritual and Israelite awakening themes. These are the spiritual and Israelite awakening themes. 1, regathering of the tribes. The bride in white. Love as covenant faithfulness. Almost like what he's talking about here. Do the right thing by me. End of judgment, beginning of joy. It's time for our joy. Why it matters for the Israelite remnant today. It's a rehearsal for the marriage supper of the Lamb, where the scattered bride is regathered and clothed in righteousness. It's a call to unity, the divisions being awakened, Israelites. And then it talks about the doctrine, camp, and identity debate. So chat is aware of that. Must be overthrown to fulfill prophecy. It's a reminder to be ready, just as the maidens in the vineyard were prepared. We are to live in readiness for the return of Yahushua. Key scriptures for this lens is Ezekiel 37, 15 to 28, Isaiah 62, 4 through 5, Hosea 2, 19 and 20, Matthew 25, 1 through 13. And I may read those. So, it's almost like, forget about what other people are saying or doing, all the division. We have to know what we're supposed to do in order to know what God's people should do. And one of those things is the feast and the festivals. Is, just like we were celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving and all that, to celebrate the feast and the festivals the best way that we can, because it is really confusing. Truly it is. That's one way. And to know the word, read it, study it. And I think about like right now, I could be watching videos, somebody else's videos, and getting edified maybe by them. But if you're sitting here watching this one, create your own. That's what I'm going to say. Create your own video. Is that a Campbell? And sometimes when you're coloring like this, sorry about that. When you're coloring like this, you gotta color all the things would be this color. Like I know all the trees would be green. Some form of green. Right? You can go back and give it more definition and detail, but just so you know basically what you think the color should be. And I know I'm going to color all these houses like, so many different colors. You've seen houses like that in like Mexico or different countries where the houses are all different colors. I think that's pretty. But yeah, their houses are beautiful and they really built up their houses. But things that matter, In the end, no, they just let the temple be there in shambles. So I'm going to finish coloring this, and then I'm going to upload this video, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do Zechariah. I started to read Zechariah, but it became like, are you sure this is a minor project? Because this is like a lot of information to read here. I mean, I'm hoping I can get through it, and then it's just Malachi, and we're done with the Old Testament. But for now, this was the book of Haggai, and until next time, it's Ridea keeping it real.